Okay, welcome to Marketing 716, Marketing Management. This is Chapter 10. Chapter 10, Developing and Maintaining Long-Term Customer Relationships. This is actually the last chapter of the text and of this class. Okay? And this is actually integration of everything we talked about, and the most important one. Okay? Developing and maintaining long-term customer relationships. If you think about that, for business, you can have good marketing, good finance, good operations, everything, but ultimately you want to have a customer that keep coming back, right? Keep coming back and make repeated purchases, say good thing about you, have a good relationship with you, right? So ultimately, you want to develop and maintain a long-term customer relationship, so you can continue, it can be guaranteed to have a constant revenue streams coming in. That's the key All right, by the end of this chapter, you should be able to, examine how to manage customer relationships, long-term customer relationships. Understand the roles of quality and value in developing customer relationships. Understand the importance of customer satisfaction and describe its role in customer retention. Okay? Let's have an introduction here. Okay. Looking at the strategic planning holistically, you see that the marketing program activities have one key purpose, that is to develop and maintain long-term customer relationship. As I just said, that's the only way to guarantee that you have a continued long-term cash flow coming in. Okay? Implementing an effective marketing strategy has proven to be difficult in today's rapidly changing business environment. We can see that the business environment is rapidly changing, global competition intensifies, and implementing, and a marketing strategy is very difficult. Okay? Thorough research, strong competitive advantages, and a well-implemented marketing program are often not enough to guarantee success. You may have a good research, you have a strong competitive advantage, and you have a well-designed marketing program and a well-implemented marketing program, but that are often not enough to guarantee you're going to be successful. Okay? So therefore, for managers, your emphasis has to be shifted to developing strategies that will attract and retain customers over the long term. Okay, over the long term. So therefore, this is so important in developing and maintaining a long-term customer relationships. Okay? That's your long-term goal, a long-term revenue stream. Okay? Let's look at the example of company. You probably heard about this company. You probably use this company a lot. I have used this company over 10, 20 years. I'm their long-term customers, but I don't just shop at 800Flowers alone. Okay? I think I have two companies that I work with, FTD, and 800Flowers. Okay? How does 800Flowers focus on? How do they focus on the customers? They earn more than $1.25 billion in annual sales across 16 brands. That's quite impressive, right? $1.25 billion in annual sales. They use data to create customized communication and product offerings. They know your birthday. They know your wedding day, anniversary day, and they never forget to remind you during around Valentine's Day or other days, Father's Day, Mother's Day. Okay, they analyze this transactional behaviors using terms like recency, frequency, and monetary. Recency is how recently did you purchase their product, purchase flowers, buy the flowers for somebody, and how frequently do you do that, frequency, and monetary. Do you buy the cheap one or the expensive one or middle one? Okay, medium one. Okay, and it combines that the transactional behaviors with gift buying behaviors. Your big gift buying behaviors. Do you buy these for yourself, for your significant others, or for others, for your client, for business, etc. Okay, they tie to each customer's psychographic profile to create targeted messages for each customer segment. Ooh, that's quite shocking, right? They kind of like know about your psychographic profile. Probably can learn something from your past behaviors, right? And celebration passport, paid membership program allows company to collect more in-depth information about you, okay, about you. And they have a 100% smile guarantee. Smile guarantee. I don't think the recipient of my flower orders ever disappoint or was ever disappointed at the flower they received. So they pretty much what they received are pretty much the same as what is on the screen on the computer. Yeah. They invested in AI and AR, AI, artificial intelligence, AR, augmented reality, to enhance its service. Quite amazing. They build relationships rather than chasing sales. Relationship here. Here's a term. Here's a key word, right? Relationship with you, right? Rather than just chasing yourselves. Okay, that's a good successful story of 1-800-Flowers. Okay, managing customer relationship. How do you manage customer relationship? Okay, one software that's widely used, known, and used, applied is the CRM, Customer Relationship Management Software. Okay? It's defining and increasing customer value in ways that motivate the customers to remain loyal, to make the customer to remain loyal. It's a good system to define and increase customer value, so customers will remain loyal to you. And they treat customers, they have customers' information or end user information. They engage in employees of the company. A CRM system have salesperson's input, employees' input, and use that to actually also retain and motivate employees, your salespersons, for example. Okay? They use CRM on supply chain, keep your supply chain partners satisfied, supply chain customers satisfied, and also keep the external stakeholders in mind. The CRM system. External stakeholder, who are the stakeholders externally? Investors, governments, media, facilitating organizations, all your stakeholders. Okay? The CRM system. Okay, CRM system. Relationship capital. The term relationship capital. Your relationship with the customer is a capital, actually. Consider it as a capital. It's a value. What is the relationship capital? It's a value generated by trust, commitment, cooperation, and interdependence. They become your partners. You depend on each other. Okay? Build your trust, commitment, cooperation, and interdependence. Yeah, in your relationship. Yeah, that's your relationship capital. Strong relationships as a result of customer experience and customer value of outcomes. The customer have great experience, and they perceive that they received good values. Good values from you will more likely to maintain a strong relationship with you. Okay, you can say that the relationship capital is the most important organizational asset. The most important organizational asset. Okay, you having this relationship capital. Advantage that can be leveraged in marketing relationships. Okay, you want your customers when it comes customer advocacy. You remember you're interdependent, right? You're interdependent, depend on each other. You advocate your customers, your customer advocate on your behalf. Okay? Spreading and across social media, online platforms, etc. Talking about relationship capital, let me give you a story. Actually, I had this story. When I was a graduate student at Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana, and I once worked for a small deli restaurant, kind of Italian guy, operating a small deli restaurant. I was there to make sandwiches and pizzas for customers. And the owner is a small Italian guy. He's very funny and very friendly, a great guy, lots of stories. Right? And then he told me about the story of the person who owns, the whole shopping center where this Italian restaurant, the eatery, is located. Okay, he told me about this owner. He said the owner, owned the whole shopping center, of course, and including this Italian restaurant, Italian eatery. And one day he said, "Hey, here comes the owner. I see there's a gentleman and his wife, and they actually, the both of them, drive a white Mercedes-Benz. It's the gold-plated, customized Mercedes-Benz S-Class." Right? And I said, "Whoa, look at that, nice car." And the guy's obviously is a successful man. Yeah? And he told me how he developed his business. This guy, the gentleman, right? This man actually was a veteran. Was a World War II veteran. Right? The guy went to Europe to fight, and then when the war ended, he came back to West Lafayette, Indiana. Where that, and he started his business. What he sells? He sells plumbing parts. Whenever you do your plumbing, toilet plumbing, you have different parts, right? That's what he sells. He just has a warehouse, a built warehouse, and stack everything you need for your plumbing needs for someone, either a contractor or you do it yourselfer, whatever you do with your plumbing, your toilet, your sink, your bathtub, everything related to plumbing. And he would have the parts, the brand, the products, the whatever you need in stock. He has stock. He has a warehouse so big. He can guarantee, no matter what, doesn't matter what brand you use, what kind of things you want, parts of the big or small, you name it, he has it. You name it, he has it. And he developed his warehouse and the system of retrieving from warehouse so well. He is known for being the one that has everything. So plumbers or contractors nationwide, I'm talking nationwide, not just from Indiana, right? Not in just West Lafayette, Indiana, but the nationwide all knew about this guy, his business, because this business is known for capable of getting the things that you need, maybe that you cannot get from elsewhere. Right? He's just so good at having a huge inventory of everything possibly you need. Right? By the time the guy was very successful operating this business, and then he bought the property, and then he bought the whole shopping center. That's why this Italian restaurant is part of his business. He's just collecting rent on the stores, all the stores in the shopping center. Right? When he retired, this guy, gentleman, he retired. He oh yeah, let's see. Oh, this is another story. When he came to the store one day, how I got to know him and I saw him, because one day this man, this old gentleman, came to the store with a little boy, and the two just walked all the way through. We have counters. Counters make sandwiches. Customers will stand outside the counter. We work employees will stand inside counter to make sandwiches, everything, right? There is an opening where you can walk from outside into the back, into the kitchen or warehouse. And then one day, this old man, just came in with a little boy and walked directly into the store, into the back area where employees work. And he went to the ice cream machine and start to get the ice cream for himself and for the little boy. And without even asking us or paying us, I was looking at that. I was a little bit startled. I said, "Whoa, what's this? Right? What's this?" When I was about to talk to him about the paying for that, the manager, Fred, his name is Fred, the guy, kind of like signaled me, said, do not intervene. Yeah, don't talk to me. Don't talk. Just let them do. And then the old man got his ice cream, got his grandkid, looks like a grandkid, and ice cream, and two of them walk out of store. And then Fred, the manager, told me, "Hey, that's the owner." When he actually signed the lease, when he gave signed the lease for the restaurant to Fred, and he has one stipulation in the lease that the owner, and his grandkid can come into the store anytime to get ice cream. So I thought, wow, that was interesting, fascinating, right? So that's how I got to learn about the story of this gentleman. And when he finally retired, and he, how many customers he had on his account on his little store in West Lafayette, Indiana? 1 million. He had 1 million customers from all over the country. Yeah. So 1 million customers. And that's quite amazing. Think about that. If you have 1 million customers, you make $1 out of each one of them every year. That's $1 million. So you can see, and he could maintain great customer relationship with those 1 million customers. Amazing, right? All right, so that's a story I give you. Okay? That's relationship capital. Relationship capital. How to develop customer relationships in consumer market. Developing relationships in consumer market, right? You want to become a customer advocacy. Customer advocacy. Right? Your partners, remember, right? Customer advocacy represents actions on behalf of the customer to spread either positive or negative information about the company across their social media and online rating platforms. Of course, you want to do a positive information. Okay? It increases your company's share of customer rather than its market share. You don't look at just market share. You look at the customer share or share of customers. Okay? In doing that, you become a customer advocacy. You're actually abandoning the old notion of acquiring new customers and increasing transactions. It's not that. That's the old way. just acquire new customers, can sell more, increase transactions. Instead, your focus now is more fully serving the needs of current customers, serving the need of current customers, and your customer base grow. Let the customer base grow. Okay? There are different stages of customer relationship development. When you develop a relationship with your customer, you go through several stages, okay, 7 stages. Right? What are the stages? First one, awareness. Awareness. You have new customers, right? Yeah, through education, through advertising, through word of mouth, you let them be aware of your product offering and your company. Okay? That's awareness, the first stage. And then the potential customer become your customer, buy from you, initial purchase. The second stage is have an initial purchase through your personal selling, advertising, product trial, or others. Okay? And that's initial purchase. The third stage is repeat customers. They come back again and again to buy more. So that's because they are satisfied, right? You're offering your product meet or exceed their expectations, okay? Plus, very good services. They become your repeat customer. That's the third stage. And then they become your client. Your client, you have part of your customer share. You develop affinity programs. You have personalized communications with them. It becomes like a client. The fourth stage. Yeah. Going further, you form a community. You have ongoing personal engagement, social bonds. We'll talk about just a minute, and opportunity for customers to interact. You form a community with your customers. That's the fifth stage. Right? The sixth stage, you become each other's, advocacy. Okay, customers as partners, and you have customer events, reunions, things like that. You advocate each other. Okay. The seventh stage, success. Right? Success. AI-driven communications. You use that. Use up to date on product innovations. Help to use products, enjoy the benefit. Okay? There's 7 stages of customer relationship development. And there are some strategies for enhancing and maintaining customer relationships. There are strategies for you to enhance and maintain your customer relationships. Right? There are 4 ways: financial incentives, social bonding, enhanced customization, and structural bonding. Okay, 4 strategies: financial incentives, social bonding, enhanced customization, and structural bonding. Okay, let's go over each and every one of them. First, financial incentives. Give them a good incentive, money, right? Or goods, right? Give them volume discounts, give them coupons, frequent customer programs, like that, right? And it's widely used by airlines, hotels, and grocery stores. Do you have airline frequent flyer program? And I do. I have one with Delta, and maybe one with United and one with American. But I use Delta probably more often. Okay? I accumulate more mileage on my Delta account. Hotels. Some hotels like Hilton, and Marriott, they have hotels frequent user program, hotel guest program. Grocery stores, Kroger's, Publix, they give you the little loyalty program. You just enter your number, and you accumulate points. Right? Financial incentives tend to be effective short term, right? And bond customers and company. Basically, it serves as a bond your customer and company together, right? But the downside here for financial incentive is easily replicated. Easily replicated. That's why all airlines have frequent flyer program. Okay? It creates desire for more incentives. So the customers, when they got this sweet taste of incentives, they want more. They want more incentives, right? And it can prompt brand switching. So if they want more incentives, whichever brand gives them more, they're gonna switch, right? They follow the coupons. They follow the coupons. Wherever they get a coupon on, they'll switch the brands. So that's the pros and cons of financial incentives. Okay. Next, next strategy is social bonding. Social bonding. You bond with your clients, your customers, through social activities, social and psychological bonds with your clients. Okay. For example, you may use customer-only events, membership programs, only something open only to their customers or to their members. Right? This strategy is used in health clubs, churches, and credit card. You see that, right? The only membership has its benefit. Okay? It's difficult to copy, and it also reduces brand switching. Right? It's harder to copy. Yeah. And the brand switching is less with that. Okay, but you need to spend time and effort to develop that, and must maintain trust between you and your customer. Okay, that's social bonding. Okay? Enhanced customization. If your product and service offering is customized with the customer, okay? It's less likely for them to switch. Easier for you to maintain a longer-term relationship, right? Using intimate knowledge to provide one-to-one solutions. So we call it mass customization. Mass customization is the one-to-one solution. Okay? You can use like a personal shopper, right? Personal recommendations just for you, just for that customer, right? Personalized. It's used by department stores and some professional services to use that. Okay? It promotes loyalty, and it's difficult to copy. Difficult for your competitors to copy that. Okay? But it can be expensive and time-consuming. It can be expensive. Think about customizing for everyone. Okay? Next is structural bonding. Structural bonding is a customized solutions with a unique delivery system for each client. Right? Unique delivery system for each client. Right? It's often used in automated transactions, contract relationships, etc. Right? Colleges, banks, bundle services, they'll use that. Right? It's the ultimate reduction in brand switching, but it takes time to develop. Let me give you an example. Yeah, I use the Bank America. I used that for a long time. Before Bank America, it was Nations Bank. I had to count with Nations Bank. Then when Nations Bank was purchased by Bank America, I became better. And I found actually I realized that too. When Bank America, when Nations Bank started offering online banking and bill pay, you remember that's years ago. Before that, there was no online banking, there was no bill pay. And then when they have that, when I use that, I found it's hard. It's hard for me to switch to another bank. Why? Because I had in my bill pay, online banking bill pay, I had all my clients, all my payees, right? Contractors, companies, business, individuals that I need to pay them, right? When I need to pay them through online banking, bill pay, I set it up in the system. And then it's hard for me to switch because if I leave all payment history, all the relationship I had with all my payees will be gone. They won't let me to keep that, right? You cannot take that with you and put it in on the system of another bank. You see, the banks, naturally found a way to lock in their customers. We become their prisoners, basically. So structural bonding, the structural bonding. And how do you develop customer relationship in business markets, in business to business market? Right? You want to put the customer success first, right? Put customer success first. You take efforts to help your customers to gain more value from the product and utilize new features, services, and additional complementary product that provide added value to the customer. Basically, you make your customer success, make them happy. Okay? And there are many changes in business relationships. There are changes in buyers and sellers roles. We can see, and there's an increase in sole sourcing. Sourcing just one supplier. Okay? There's also increase in global sourcing. You source your supplies from all over the place. Okay? There is an increase in productivity through better integration into their supply chain or manufacturing process. Okay? There's also increase in subscription-based sales models, and the increase in product innovation. All these affect business marketing and the relationship in business markets. Okay? Pop quiz, check your knowledge. Okay? Creating customized product offerings that create a unique delivery system for each client relates to what? Is it financial incentives, social bonding, enhanced customization, or structural bonding? I want you to pause for a minute, think about it, think it through, right? And then continue. Now let's continue, okay? So what's your answer to this? It is structural bonding, right? Creating customized product offering that create a unique delivery system for each client relates to structural bonding. Examples include structured lockstep programs, automated electronic transactions, and contractual relationships. Yeah. This is often used by colleges and universities, banks, and bundled telecom services. Okay. All right, let's talk about the quality and value, right? Quality and value, the keys to developing customer relationships. Why quality and value are important keys to developing customer relationships. Okay? Understanding quality. What's the role of quality? Right? The role of quality. Right? What is quality in our context? Quality is a degree of superiority of a firm's goods or services. It's a degree of superiority. Okay? So high quality, great superiority. Okay? Quality on your core product, tangible goods or intangible services. Okay? Service offerings, typically composed on 3 interrelated dimensions: people, process, and physical evidence. Okay? That's what you need to maintain, to keep core product quality. Okay? You also need to have high quality on supplemental product, goods or services that add value to the core product. That's supplemental, right? And supplemental product differentiates the core product from competing product offerings, competitors, right? Then there's also the symbolic and experiential attributes based on branding. That's also part of the quality, okay? The role of quality. Okay? Delivering superior quality. How do you deliver superior quality? First, in order to do that, you need to understand consumer expectations. What do they expect of you? Right? What do they expect of your product and services? What's the level of expectation? What kind of things do they expect? Okay? Then you know their expectations. Then you translate that expectations into quality standards that you demand of your own people, okay, your own product, your own production, right? Expectations is translated into quality standards, and you produce under that standards, according to that standards, and then you uphold quality standards all the time, okay? But one thing you have to keep in mind: don't overpromise. Don't overpromise, because if you don't overpromise, it'll be hard for you to deliver. Okay? And value, right? Customer will come back to you. They'll they'll be retained, and they will be a repeated customer of yours because they realize some values. Right? They gain values in doing business with you. So what is the value? Is customers' subjective evaluation of the benefits relative to the cost to determine the worth of a firm's product offerings relative to others. Okay? Remember, it's a subjective evaluation of the benefits, okay, relative to cost, okay, and to see if it's better or of better value than your competitor's offering. Okay? Monetary cost can be a proxy for value. Monetary cost can be a proxy for value. The higher the monetary cost, perceived value could be higher. Okay, product quality is part of value. Okay, good price for quality is of great value. Convenience is also of value. Okay, core product quality. Yeah, actually, a core product quality. How do you enhance or maintain your core product's quality? Okay, you can use your product strategy. In your product strategy, add product features, and maintain reputable brand name. Okay, enhancing your product design. Okay, enhance your quality, ease of use. Okay? Warranties and guarantees. Okay? These are the way for you to impose, to raise, to induce product quality. Okay? Pricing strategy to enhance quality. Quality. Image. Use prestige pricing. Prestige. Remember prestige pricing? Okay? That's pricing. Yeah, to enhance quality. Distribution strategy. Enhanced quality in distribution, availability, and exclusivity. Sometimes exclusivity will add value, add quality. Improve your promotion strategy, your product's image, the prestige, reputation of the companies, personal selling. These all add to the quality, core product quality. Okay. What about supplemental product quality? The quality of your supplemental product. Okay. And you can, in your product strategy, you use value-added features. Remember, this is add values, right? Supplemental product, add value to the core product. So use value-added features, accessories, replacement parts, repair services, training, customer service, frontliners of employees can all add supplemental product quality. Okay? In pricing, financing, layaway, image, prestige can add supplemental product quality. In distribution, the availability, exclusivity, delivery, installation, on-site training, all can help. Okay? In your promotion, frontliners of employees, personal selling, can also implement increase and supplemental product quality. Okay? Experiential quality. Yeah, your product, your service may have experiential quality to the customer that you want to enhance. Okay? Product strategy, entertainment, uniqueness, psychological benefits could be enhance your experiential quality. In pricing, image, prestige also. Okay. In distribution, convenience, retail atmosphere, retail decor, 24/7 availability, overnight delivery, all can add to experiential quality. Okay. Promotion strategy, image, prestige, reputation, personal selling, all can add to experiential quality. Okay. Monetary transaction costs. You add value, you add quality, right? Monetary transaction costs, if you reduce that, minimize that, will add value to your customer. Okay? In your product strategy, use quality, use exclusive features, okay, that affect your monetary costs. Okay? Selling price, delivery charges, installation charges, taxes, licensing fees, registration fees, all affect monetary costs. And distribution strategy, delivery charges, installation charges, taxes, okay, and promotions, prestige, reputation, personal selling, all have could reduce monetary transactional costs, therefore increase value for your customers. Okay. Monetary life cycle costs. Like if it's a durable good, very durable and reliable, and good product design, you can actually reduce monetary life cycle costs to your customer Okay? In pricing, maintenance costs, cost of consumables, repair costs, cost of replacement parts, all can help with reduced monetary costs, life cycle costs. Okay? Availability of consumables, availability of replacement parts, the speed of repairs, all help with the distribution and in cutting costs for life cycle. Okay? Reputation and personal selling in promotions also help with reducing the life cycle costs to your customers. Okay? Non-monetary costs. Okay? There are non-monetary costs. Okay? It's non-monetary. It's just, but it's a cost. Right? There's durability. If it's durable, help with the cost. Right? Reliable, help with the cost. Right? Minimize opportunity costs. Okay? Guarantees and return policies is non-monetary costs. Okay? It can be reduced, lower the cost. Convenience, wide availability, 24/7 access, non-monetary, right? Cost reduction. Reputation, reinforced purchase decisions, non-monetary costs. Okay? Competing on values. Right? Competing on values. Companies can enhance value by two ways. Right? You either increase core, supplemental, or experiential quality, or reduce monetary or non-monetary costs. Okay, you increase the quality or reduce the cost. In both ways can increase your value. Okay. Growing number of products have value that is subject to value consumption gap that comes from the changing nature of value. Now, there's a value consumption gap from changing nature of value. Okay? For example, Netflix. Right? Netflix continually updates its streaming library, and the speed they update that is quite amazing. Every time I open it, you see the new streaming programs, movies, available. Okay? It's quite amazing how fast they can do that. Okay? Using AI. How do you use AI to enhance customer service? Right? Using AI to enhance customer service. AI has the ability to automate tasks, improve response times, make your response faster, personalize the customer experience, yeah, predict customer needs, guide employees, and simplify the process, allowing human agents to focus on more important work. That's what AI can do. Okay? And Delta Airlines, AI chat tool offers users information solutions for easy to handle issues. Yeah. Davis Bridal Shop, use AI bot for mobile messaging to book appointments, give advice, and accept orders. Okay. Next time you make an appointment, you'll be talking to an AI. Talking to an AI. Allstate Insurance. These are AI chatbot to answer questions from small business owners in real time. Comcast. They leverage AI on its X1 remote for Comcast. So the wide use of AI, let's imagine. Okay? Pop quiz, true or false? Alpha computers offer customers a satisfaction guarantee on all orders with a generous return policy. These are examples of monetary life cycle costs. True or false? What do you say? Take a minute, think about it, pause, and continue. True or false? It is false, right? These are examples of a non-monetary costs. Okay? Non-monetary costs are not quite as obvious as monetary costs, and customers sometimes ignore them, right? Two such costs include the time and effort customers expend to find and purchase goods and services. Offering good basic warranties or extended warranties for an additional charge can reduce risk is another non-monetary cost. Okay? All right, customer satisfaction, right, is the key to customer retention. You want to retain your customer, right? Make them happy, make them satisfied. Customer satisfaction, key to customer retention. First, in order to retain, keep them satisfied, you need to understand the customer expectations. Customers do have expectations, right? Expectations. So-called customer satisfaction is the degree to which a product meets or exceeds the customer's expectations about that product. Basically, what do you mean by someone is satisfied? When are you satisfied? Right? It's a degree to which the product meets or exceeds your expectations. Yeah, meets your expectations, you're satisfied. Exceeds your expectations, you're extremely satisfied. Okay? In customers, there is the zone of tolerance, right? Things they can put up with or cannot put up with, right? Their level of tolerance. Okay? Customer can be delighted. Yeah? Customer delight. If the actual performance exceeds the desired performance expectation, they are delighted. Yeah? Very happy. Customer could be satisfied if the actual performance falls within the zone of tolerance. They are satisfied. That's customer satisfaction. But if the actual performance falls below the adequate performance expectation, the actual performance falls below the adequate performance expectation, customers are not satisfied. That's customer dissatisfaction. Okay, dissatisfaction. Okay? This table shows the range of customer expectations. Okay? The last red column on the right, expectation range from high, that is desired, and low is adequate. Okay? The type of expectation, the descriptive example, and typical situation. Ideal expectation. Well, This is the ideal expectation, the highest level, right? For example, here, everyone says this is the best laptop on the market. I want to get my daughter something special for her birthday. Okay, that's expectation, right? It's highly involving purchases, special occasions, unique events, and high expectations. Okay? Normative expectations, for example, as expensive as this laptop is, it ought to have a lot of storage and RAM, random access memory. Right? So that's normative expectations. What kind of situations? Shopping comparisons, value judgments are the typical situations where such normal expectations may take place. Okay? Experience-based expectations. Someone may say, I bought this brand of laptop last time, and it served me very well. Okay? So this is experience-based expectations. Right? You cannot lower frequently purchase situations, brand loyalty, other situations. Right? There is the minimum tolerable expectations. Minimum, remember, it's minimum tolerable. Below that, cannot tolerate, right? It says, someone says, I know it's not the best laptop out there. I only bought it because it was inexpensive. Nah, that's a price-driven purchase and low involvement purchases that you can see, you can expect to see that. Okay, so the different level of customer expectations, okay, the range of that. Okay. Manage customer expectations. How do you manage customer expectations? Why are customer expectations unrealistic? Why are customer expectations unrealistic? Sometimes they do have unrealistic expectations, right? Then as a business, as managers, should we strive to delight our customers by consistently exceeding their desired expectations? Should we do that? You do that, you may be on the endless loop, and you will never make them happy. Yeah, it's more and more expensive to you, right? Therefore, you need to manage your customer expectations. Okay? Remember, satisfaction versus quality versus value. Okay? Customer satisfaction is defined as relative to customer expectations, and it becomes difficult to separate satisfaction from quality and value. Sometimes it's difficult to separate that. Customer can hold expectations about any part of the product offering. Okay? The most narrowly defined concept is the quality. And customer judge on an attribute by attribute basis on quality. Okay? When customers consider satisfaction, they will typically respond based on their expectation of the item in question. Keep that in mind. When customers consider satisfaction, they typically respond based on their expectation of the item in question. Okay? It's possible for customers to be satisfied with quality, but dissatisfied with value. Right? They're satisfied with quality and dissatisfied with value. So then you need to think of satisfaction based on the totality of the experience, without overtly considering issues like quality or value. Okay, totality of the expectations. Okay? Customer satisfaction and customer retention. Right? So you need how to do that. How do you keep your customer satisfied and retain your customer? You need to understand what can go wrong. What can go wrong? Okay. You need to focus on controllable issues. Okay. You need to manage customer expectations. You need to offer satisfaction guarantees. You want to make it easy for customers to complain. Okay. If they can complain, they'll be happy. They will invest in customer success. You create relationship programs, right? You make customer satisfaction an ongoing priority. Then you can keep your customer satisfied and retain your customer. Okay? Customer satisfaction measurement. How do you measure customer satisfaction? There's some simple method. Involves the direct measurement of performance across various factors using simple rating scales. Right? What are the rating scales used? Lifetime value of customer, LTV. Use that as a measure of satisfaction. And the average order value, the value of average order. Okay? Customer acquisition, retention cost. Know how much it will cost you to acquire and retain the customer versus retain. Okay? Acquisition oftentimes is more expensive than retention. You know your customer conversion rate, right? Know your customer retention rate. You can use customer retention rate. What percentage retain, right? Customer churn rate, for switch from your brand to another brand, right? Customer recovery rate, how many of them are coming back? Referrals, number of referrals, and social communications. Okay. Role play. You can do a role play here. Think about all the organizations which you maintain an ongoing relationship, like your bank, your doctors, your schools, accountants, mechanics, etc. Right? Would you consider yourself to be unprofitable for any of these organizations? To them, you are unprofitable. Why? Okay. How might each of these organizations fire you as a customer? They don't want you anymore because you're not so unprofitable, right? What would you do if they did? Okay. I want to share the example with your group. Okay. Okay, you may, many of you may talk about the banks. For students, not for you MBA students, for undergrad, oftentimes the college students are not profitable, unprofitable. Right? But of course, the bank cannot just fire you. They can raise fees, so to force you to leave. Okay. The summary, in this chapter, we talk about how to manage customer relationships. Right? The roles of quality and values in developing customer relationship, right? And the importance of customer satisfaction, and describes the role in customer retentions. That's all I have for this chapter, and that's all I have on all the lectures for this whole class, whole text. Okay. So that's hope you have enjoyed the class, enjoyed the lectures, everything. So thank you very much. Thank you and goodbye. Good luck and goodbye.